The latest court rulings against William Ruto's personal decisions is a clear sign that if UDA power remain unchecked, then things will move from bad to worse and maybe to the worst. A High Court three-bench judge today, comprising of Justices Kanyi Kimondo, Ali Visram, and Edwin Ongundi, agreed with petitioners in the case that there was no public participation in regard to the additional 27 posts President William Ruto appointed beyond the 23 vacancies declared by the Public Service Commission, and this is the position of Cabinet Assistant Secretaries, CAS. And he said, and I need to say that Ruto on March 16th appointed a whopping 50 CAS's position against 23 vacancies announced by the Public Service Commission. I want to agree with those who are saying that was this just done to fool some politicians? You know, did he know that this could be against the law? There are many questions that I'm asking now. The 50 were nominated from a list of 240 shortlisted candidates. And if you followed, you will realize that the list of those who were shortlisted kept on changing. It started from something like 2,500, then 240, and 50 were picked. And then Ruto was under pressure to just make everyone happy. Now, the High Court later issued orders barring these CASs from assuming office pending the hearing and determination of a petition challenging the process of the appointment. And to the dismay of many Kenyans, some of these fellows were going into office, assumed their offices, and they're doing their roles, and could be, or even withdrawing salaries and allowances. And there are those that you've seen in social media pages, in the social media handles, really bragging and really they're acting as if they had taken over, they had taken up those positions. Kenya, we complained. I think the public complained that we want to manage the wage bill, but the 50 CAS is unnecessary, especially to the management, especially to the governance of this country. Now, but one question that everyone else is asking, and that is what I want to answer, is why is Ruto faltering in the corridors of law? What exactly? Is it deliberate? I don't want to believe it's deliberate, because just the other day, there was LGBTQ. He knew very well it was against the morals of our society. He said yes. He has allowed he has allowed some non-cabinet members to attend cabinet. When Uhuru tried it, Uhuru involved Badi, and Alice Wahome and some team went to court and challenged that decision. That order, rather that ruling was made. It is lying somewhere, but things are just being done. I want to look at those three reasons, but before that, allow me to reach out to us, the Bold family, passionately in a special way. We supported Sarah last year to offset 1.3 million bill on when she suffered acute leukemia. But unfortunately, we thought things will be well, but unfortunately, we lost Sarah on 26th of June, last week, after she was taken again, she was readmitted in the hospital. We're reaching out to you to help. Now, let's do 100 bob sacrifice to help offset the bills, the last expense, the last medical bill, hospital bill, the last expense, and probably a bit of the welfare for the child. And we're reaching out to you that families are a bit overwhelmed. We have done it in the past and believe that this will be the last mile so that we can help us finish the race with her. Kindly, I've paid my number there. At least 150 will be in a position in the next few days, which I realize that 3 reasons why Ruto is faltering. I want to take it directly to the office of MUTURI. Justice MUTURI is the AG, Attorney General. That is the government's legal advisor. A seasoned lawyer, judge, politician, and even speaker. So he was, for the last 10 years, he was the third powerful person in this country after William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. Third for the last 10 years. So during his 10-year tenure, I think he's been at the center of government. Then William Ruto appointed him as the AG. But if government is losing every case in the court, is he failing in his mandate, or William Ruto have just become inadvisable? I don't know if it's inadvisable or unadvisable. Has he become unadvisable? Because it seems things are not working for the UDA in the corridors of law. It's not. It's not working. You know, I just checked a reaction by Mutahi Ngunyi now. He's saying something. I agree with the judiciary. The 50 CAS were too much. Ruto does not care about CASs. He can blame the judiciary for their loss. But can democracy stand in the way of governmentation? The act of bringing government to life. If Ruto has never lost a battle, will this be the first one? And that is what I'm saying. Why is he, if yes, we've been told he's not losing a battle, why is he losing these battles? Is it deliberate? I want to believe that Attorney General's office, council, has very competent lawyers. And you know, litigation, the more government loses in the litigation, the more they are wasting. There is a lot of money going into it. Are people making serious mistakes so that they can solicit for litigation fees from the government coffers? We may need to start thinking about that one, because I don't want to believe that it is very deliberate. The reason I'm not going with deliberate is because of this. Was LGBTQ deliberate? Government was to appeal. They did not. Or even if appeal, I have not seen that ruling. Ruto has just allowed some non-cabinet members to attend cabinet against a court ruling that was issued against Uhuru Kenyatta last time. Do you think those are not there? They are in the records. The finance bill was forced down on people's throats, knowing very well that there were some provisions there that were against the law. You want to say it's deliberate? I don't think. Something is not going on right. Number two, I think political debts, and not even political debts, but politicization of government operations. The whole lot of 50 CAS were actually irrelevant. They were not needed, to say the truth. But because we have politicized government in the sense that we want to make sure that, you know, we do smoothening. It's called political smoothening. These positions, they're not anywhere falling. I don't see how they're helping in even achieving the plan. If anything, their roles have just been picked across, you know, just twisting English and some semantics here. Without a clear role, you cannot compare CAS and a seasoned principal secretaries, because the principal secretaries are the engine behind every ministry. And then we have the director generals of different departments. Then we have CAS who is like assistant minister. But clearly, this person is not even attending cabinet. I'm like, this person is drawing salaries and allowances and is not adding any value. Does not have any impact. But this was created so that we can settle some political debts. It's simply because we have insecurity of tenure. And that is a big problem. Lastly, Ruto is faltering because the deeper powers are checkmating the governance. The deeper powers checkmating. I'm one person that still believe that the UDA breakthrough in the last general election had a lot of input from other non-players in the country. It had a lot of input from quite foreign powers. Now, lately, in the African, at the African level, I think William Ruto has emerged as one of the most vocal presidents in Africa. And maybe he's attracting attention and people are seeing, let's checkmate him from home. Let's see what he's doing. And on that, yes, he's giving the country visibility, but the civil society organizations that are on governance space are really minting a lot of cash, because they're getting a lot of cash because there could be some Western push to checkmate Ruto. And it's a clear signal that more are yet more are to come. I think the assumption was that I have penetrated, I have captured the parliament, I've also captured the judiciary, but I think the jury is out. It is not deliberate. The message is out. Thank you. I don't know what you think, and I honestly support Okuru Akot, that if there is a CAS that has been withdrawing salaries and allowances, then they should refund. They should refund anyway, because that is not going to add. But lastly, Ruto is also a cornered man. Cornered because the finance bill is out. We have really taxed everyone and everything and any business, but we've failed to fix a wage bill. He has also realized that this case, or this is one of the things he will do to make a U-turn and dump these fellows, because if anything, that it could have been made deliberate. You know, I'm waiting for the appeal, but I believe and I really hope that Court of Appeal will hold, because they're going to appeal. And if you want to see the kind of desperation, I've seen CASs and the ones that are going to court to challenge. I'm like, this was a government decision. It is not supposed to be challenged by some Itumbi or Maangi or so. It's not those that are appointed as CASs that are supposed to go to court. I do believe that it should be government itself, through the office of AG, going to challenge or seek interpretation from the court. But lately, after that judgment came out, we saw some of these CASs coming saying they're going to court themselves now. So, in a situation yenyewe umeenda interview, shortlistiwa, ukapewa kazi. After kupewa kazi, then amongst regulators of the company says, we cannot hire beyond this number, we are not going to hire. Then, instead of the management fighting for you, yourself, you are going to court. I'm like, no. I think Ruto has dumped the CSS, and the whole thing was meant to fail.